I'm Tom Stewart, and this is my co-host John. And today, a pineapple has just hit New York, completely removing it from the United States map. It is now part of Europe. Also, a ginormous apple is attacking the whole America, not New York, because that's not a state anymore. It's part of Europe. And that's all I have to say. Bringing it over to John.
Breaking news. Dan has been selling objects that don't belong to him. Jake Stewart claims his Legos have been stolen. So if Dan comes to your door with things to sell, decline and tell your mom immediately. This morning he tried to sell Jake's art kit to me and ran away after I denied. Also, I have set a giant goal of 10,000 subscribers by the end of this year for my YouTube channel. Now back to Tom for some news.
So, actually, I have one more thing to say. People in New York, we are going to send over care packages that teach you how to speak European and how to say hello in European, mostly. Just hello. We're not going to say anything else in European. And over to Dan and Jake with the weather.
Today the weather in Cincinnati, Ohio is...
It's gonna be really windy, like literally really windy, and sort of hot. The high is 67.
Okay, that was weather with Dan and Jake. Now my dad with sports.
Good morning. Welcome to the Stewart Family Sports Report. With the break in the weather, we've seen an explosion in sports activity. Hold on to your N95 masks, folks. We've got a lot to cover. First, today we saw Jake cruising to a 10-0 victory in soccer against, well, nobody. Here's the highlight goal. Wow, look at him go. Next, we turn to the world of gymnastics. Danny set a backyard record on the swings, scoring a perfect 10 from the judges in both form and creativity. Look at him go, folks. Elsewhere in the world of extreme sports, John dominated the cul-de-sac circuit, going curb to curb on his bicycle. Speed and danger, that's what this kid eats for breakfast. Finally, we have Tom breaking his opponent's ankles, well, if he had an opponent, and driving down the lane for an easy win in backyard basketball. Watch out, he's heating up! No, he's on fire! We turn to the world of esports, one of the last places where it's okay and safe to play with other people. Last night, Dad's Philadelphia Eagles completely dominated Tom's Kansas City Chiefs 35-0. While snow piled high across the Kansas plains, 2017 Alex Smith broke Ty Detmer's single-game interception record, throwing for 8 interceptions. That about wraps things up. Whatever sport you play hard, play fast, play alone. Thanks again, and remember, Michigan still sucks.
Thanks for the sports, Dad. Now for some entertainment with Mom.
Hello and welcome to our daily entertainment report where I will give you updates on the best in music, movies, TV, and books to entertain you during this time. And if you've been watching our show every day, you know that we were supposed to have the Beatles reunion concert with Slash filling in for George Harrison and Justin Bieber filling in for John Lennon today on the Square, but we had to cancel that because of the virus. So instead, we will be featuring piano lessons on Zoom later today. In movie and TV news, as you know, we were supposed to have Chris Pratt, Alec Baldwin, and Tina Fey on today, discussing why they'd like to be best friends with me, but because of the virus, they will not be coming into the studio. So instead, I'll share some advice on some shows we've liked and not liked during this quarantine. As far as movies go, I highly recommend Yesterday. It's the best movie ever made in the history of the world, and it's streaming on HBO now. I do not recommend the Playmobil movie unless you want to spend 2 hours with your kids, with everyone saying, where's Chris Pratt? Where's Elizabeth Banks? Where's Will Arnett? And why isn't this funny? Save yourself the money and watch the Lego Movie or the Lego Movie 2 instead. As far as TV goes, we and everybody else have been enjoying The Tiger King, which I suggest you watch if you want to feel like a very sane, rational, moral person during this time of quarantine. If you want to watch your husband laugh harder than you've ever seen him laugh in your life, I suggest watching Angie Tribeca with him. And if you want to feel better about all of your complaining and your negative attitude during this time, I suggest Curb Your Enthusiasm, which has a new season that just ended on HBO. And if you're looking for things to watch with your kids that you as adults will like too, our favorites here are Haters Back Off and, of course, The Simpsons, which everybody loves at every age. For books, today in the studio we were supposed to have Charles Murray and J.D. Vance come in, but they were unable to come in. So I suggest you read their books so that you can understand everything that's wrong with America today and come up with some ideas on how to solve it. Tomorrow we were supposed to have Condoleezza Rice and Michelle Obama come in. Again, they won't be here because of the virus, so I suggest you read their memoirs if you like strong women who have similar backgrounds but very different paths taken. If you want to feel better about anxiety, I suggest Notes on a Nervous Planet. If you want to feel better about losing your job, I suggest Jen Lancaster. If you want to feel better about your online shopping, I suggest Sophie Kinsella's Confessions of a Shopaholic series, which I've read about 8,000 times. If you want to feel better about your overall situation, I would suggest Hemingway. So you're glad that you're not in a war and you didn't have a relationship-altering injury in a war. And if you just want to give in to all the bad feelings, I suggest The Bell Jar or William Styron so you can just wallow in the misery that is quarantine. And of course, if you are home with kids, which we all are, I suggest Harry Potter, Little House on the Prairie, Mo Willems, Captain Underpants, or The Other Side of the Mountain, or My Side of the Mountain, which is a great book because it's both entertaining and it gives your kids something to play in the backyard on those warm days. So join us this summer when we will have all those guests on that we weren't able to have on today because of the virus. And I will see you tomorrow with more news. Thank you.
Thank you with the entertainment from Mom. And this has been Stewart Global News. Remember, everyone should donate things to give to New York as they are starting off in Europe.
Breaking news. In New York City, which is now in Europe, an alien has dropped from a UFO and in the middle of Europe started randomly breakdancing. And also, he started randomly going into people's houses and taking showers and singing la-da-dee, la-da-da, la-da-dee. The end.
I don't like